Hey Bears fans, Cincinnati's front just changed the math for our rookie quarterback, and the lever everyone is ignoring has a name. I'm bringing you the clean, straight picture with the intensity of the guy who sits next to you at Soldier Field. What's real with the Bengals' edge rotation, where the hidden stress point lives, how it ties to our protection rules for Caleb Williams, and why a single rookie rusher could decide whether Chicago turns a good month into real momentum. Quick briefing of what I'll deliver today so you know exactly what you're getting. First, the fresh context around their defensive line and why the edges are wobbling. Second, how our run game and pass pro rules can flip field position without hero ball. Third, the key tells that unlock slants, overs, and glance routes for DJ Moore and Romo Dunze. And finally, the reveal, how Shamar Stewart's development curve and health status intersect with Trey Hendrickson's uncertainty to create the exact matchup we can control. I won't spoil the core headline yet. Ride with me and feel the urgency, because the difference between a coin flip Sunday and a controlled four-quarter plan is about to show up on your screen. Now, zoom in on the Bengals defense as it exists right now, not as a scouting report from last year. The macro is simple. They've been leaking yardage, and every week the stress migrates. One week it's the corners losing leverage on deep outs, the next it's late filling safeties, and through it all, their edge picture can't lock into a stable rotation. When a defense lives that way, reactive instead of dictating, you don't out-athlete them, you force them to play left-handed. That starts up front. Hendrickson's hip has turned their plan into a question mark, sometimes mid-game. That's not gossip, it's the backbone that forces Cincinnati to stretch snaps across pieces who aren't fully ready to carry the load for 40 plays. And when you're asking a rookie with freak traits to trade flashes for drive-killing consistency on short notice, you invite the offense to make calm, boring decisions that win. Calm and boring is how you bully a game into your tempo without turning it into a shootout. Here's how I script it if I'm in the headset. We open with duo and split zone to the left, not to hunt explosives, but to test anchor. When Stewart aligns as a loose 5, you double down and climb late, forcing him to absorb force before he can convert speed to power. If he gives ground, you get the vertical crease for Kyle Monangai and the patient, single-cut rhythm that keeps our offense on schedule. Next pitch, bluff split looks designed to widen his eyes. Show cross-face tight end, then either insert the TE or leak him on delayed play action, because indecision in a young edge's legs is time on the quarterback's internal clock. Time is everything. Time turns quick game from three-step to rhythm throws that feel like layups. Time lets Caleb hit more on the over before the weak safety can close. Time gives Odunze a glance window off a flat-footed corner who expects run. And when you own time, you don't need a miracle, you need discipline. Discipline is the next lever. Chip release math on Stewart's side so his first step meets a shoulder, not free runway. Nudge him, make him restart the engine, and you force Cincinnati to declare its structure. If they walk a safety down to help the edge, we already know where the ball goes. If they stay too high to cap explosives, we keep mashing duo until they peek into the backfield. That's grown man football. That's game control. The pass rush picture matters even more when you consider how our left tackle play has stabilized. Theo Benedette isn't a folk hero, but the posture on his vertical set has improved enough that you can mix protections with confidence. Full slide away from Stewart on medium downs, then a quick jump set in true quick game to put him in a box. Alternate those, and you make the rookie guess. If he guesses wrong twice, he plays late the rest of the drive. Late is when quarterbacks hunt. Late is when Moore takes the top off leverage. Late is when our tight end becomes a stressor up the seam. And the more you force Stewart to fight through traffic, the more his other traits, long levers, explosive first step, get taxed by fatigue instead of deployed with intent. For a young edge, traffic becomes technique slippage. Slippage becomes leverage loss. Leverage loss becomes 11 yards on 2nd and 7, and that's how a defense that wants to rush the passer ends up defending your first downs. But let me be honest about the other side of the coin, because I don't do fairy tales. Stewart can still wreck a drive in a single snap if you give him clean air. This kid's athletic profile is top tier. If he crosses the tackle's face with a rip and flatten and meets you at 8 yards with real length,
The ball needs to be out. You don't disrespect traits and expect to survive. You respect them and design around them. That's why the plan lives in layers. Cadence to bait him into early moves. Tempo to keep him on the field when we want him tired. Screens behind his rush lane to tax his legs. And then when the lungs are burning, max protect play action for the shot. One heavy punch. Pick your moment and trust our guys to win. This is where the back end in Cincy matters too. They've got Jordan Battle playing steady ball with live hands, but the workload is heavy, and when your safety is asked to clean up every week, angles get stressed. Cam Taylor-Britt has talent and a splash play history, but it's been an uneven run, and mismatches emerge when corners are forced to hold too long. If we make the Bengals devote extra help to Stewart's side, that lightens the shell elsewhere and opens the middle field read Caleb loves. If they refuse and keep the caps on our explosives, we stay stubborn and take what's there until the dam cracks. That's not passive, that's pressure. Pressure to tackle, to fit, to communicate on motion, and communication is the thing that breaks first when a defense is on a string. Now for the reveal I promised at the start, the part we've earned by walking through the plan. The headline inside Hallis Hall this week is not a tabloid rumor or a magic solution, it's a red circle on a rookie's name. Shamar Stewart is the hinge. His talent is real, his athletic ceiling is legit, and the franchise loves what he can be. But between the bumps that come with a first NFL season, the recent week-to-week label that follows him into the practice report, and the ripple effect of Hendrickson's hip management, he's become the thing you target until the opponent proves you wrong. This isn't personal, this is pro ball. You look for the player whose game you can force into decisions, whose legs you can tax, whose hand timing you can scramble with motion, chips, and half lines, and you build your Sunday around making that hinge decide every play. If he handles it and grows up on our field, tip your cap and adjust. But if he blinks, if he tires, if the technique frays, you flip third downs in your favor and turn their explosive offense into spectators. That's how a team playing honest football turns November opportunity into January irrelevance. Before I land this, I want your read right now because this community sees details the national shows miss. Do you want us attacking the rookie hinge every series, duo, bluff split, chips, and rhythm throws until they crack? Or mixing the picture so we don't wake up his motor and give him the one clean snap he needs to change the game? Drop your plan below with two things, your favorite 1st and 10 call when he's to the field and your go-to 3rd and 6 concept to his side. I'll build our next breakdown around the smartest comment and call out the fan who nails it. My final analysis, clean and direct. The Bengals defense has been bleeding yardage. Hendrickson's hip has destabilized their rush plan, and Shamar Stewart, gifted, dangerous, and still learning, sits right on the fault line. The smartest Bears path is disciplined protection rules, a stubborn run identity, and a steady drumbeat of decisions that make the rookie pick wrong over and over and over. That's how you turn a long Sunday into a controlled 4 quarters. If you want this kind of sober tape talk with real sideline urgency, stay with me. Like the video, subscribe to Bears News Fan Report, share this with a diehard who lives every snap with us, and lock in for the next upload because I'll keep you a step ahead of the league.